I don't know how you did it, but I need an explanation. Guess I can't get over the day we met. I gotta see you again. Every detail is getting replayed into my imagination. From the clothes you wear to the way you smell. Yeah, yeah. I meant to picture, don't forget it. What's going on with me? Oh, I don't get it. Cause since you say hello, you feel my spirit. Never feel this before, I admit it. Oh, less than a second. Took to you less than a second. To make me know what I need. And the place I'd rather be. Oh, less than a second. Oh, less than a second. To love you deeper than the sea. To make me know what I need. My heart is exploding like a grenade. Every time I think about your pretty face, I think that I like you more today than I did yesterday. Oh, I meant to picture, don't forget it. What's going on with me? Oh, I don't get it.
We are going live early today because both players are ready to go in the league, and we are ready to show you guys a good time as we basically go ahead and start to knock out the game as we know it. So good news is that we have a premier matchup with Alestro and Erente Long. This should turn out to be a very high quality match as both players are very solid players. Got to watch both last round. Erente actually had a power spike during his game, but he had a crazy awesome time traveler combo that went off that I wish I had the video hadn't gone corrupted. But it was pretty magnificent as far as that goes. But we are here today and we are about to get busy. I have them both in Discord and they are both itching ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch right on over to the game state here. I'm going to get them to load in and then we are going to get to go. Take a second to read this flyer as we have some breaking news for the next phase of evolution for our event. So hopefully you guys will enjoy a tournament where you guys can get 80% of the prize pool back to you. 20% is going to go towards league stuff, but 80% plus you're going to have a chance to win it no matter what you place because it's a random giveaway. We're going to spin the wheel with Harlan and somebody will win Dark Amber tokens just for showing up. So that's what's going to know. So I'm going to go ahead and tell these guys to create the game. But they are basically in the process now of making the game, and we were going to see what happens with that. So, in case you haven't noticed, Crazy Killing Machine and the Keyforge Premier League are now officially partnered up. We started breaking media. There's a whole bunch of things going on there on the website, so make sure you catch that website. The Twitter is going to be busy as well. Just a lot of evolution going on with the league. It's grown way faster and more productively than I had ever anticipated, and it's because of the community. The community has received it well, and we are basically in a position where I think that the state of the game is in a good place, right? So this is basically a battle of two Italians. But we are ready to go. So they have started the game. I am going to take down this flyer, and we're going to take a quick look at the two decks that are being brought to the table. These are both Italian players, and they are going to be speaking in Italian during the game, I'm sure. But you see here, this is one deck, Droten Rampage Ravelson. You see that he is playing a Brobnar suite, which I think is pretty fun looking, and it is a Grunt Buggy. This is AOA. Brahmanar. So the Drummernaut is there. We do not have the Ganger Chieftain for the super combo, but we do have Coward's End, which is a pretty strong card for Brahmanar, and a bunch of Tremors and just disruptive things with the Rock Hurling Giant to make all the Brobnar cards good. So it's definitely worth the run here, especially in an adaptive format where Brobnar can be hard to pilot because it doesn't have that raw amber burst that you come to expect from things like that. Then we see in the D's house he has the 3 Exhumes, which are amazing, 2 Shoulders, Unlocked Gateway, Binding Iron, Charrettes. These are like really strong cards, and like the Binding Irons again is a really good tactical choice for anything in adaptive, because when it comes to the bidding, if you get to round 3 and your deck is the worst deck and you have Binding Irons in it, it's like the person that you're bidding against has to give you the respect of 3 chains on the bid, because if you hit them with a Binding Irons after they bid too many chains, you could really just win the game like that. So it gives you a better chance of getting the better deck every time that you see Binding Irons in an adaptive suite. So that's something for you guys to think about as you guys move forward if you guys don't believe. But there is a 5-minute delay on the stream, so do not forget that. There is going to be, that is for the quality of game state, right? So now we have Archimedes, Helper Bots, Pips, Sutterkins, Interdimensional Graph, just a lot of good stuff in logos. So this is a really like, I think what I would consider like a really high average deck, but it's not something that is crazy. So we see the other deck that's going to be played today is Lindsay Macchiello di something Italian that I'm going to butcher, so I'm just going to pass on it. And this is a double Screaming Cave Sins, like Touch of Sins deck with a transporter platform. The Agent Z-Force Agent 14, which I'm not overly familiar with myself, so let's take a look at it. Gains 1 amber for each upgrade on it when it fights. So that's pretty sweet, because I guess it comes with all these extra Z enchantments that make him better, right? So that'll be fun to see and watch and put in action. And then you see he has 3 Reclaimed by Natures, 2 Fangtooth Caverns, just a whole bunch of like Disruption and Untamed. So overall, it is going to be interesting. So that is going to be quite the matchup. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them to go ahead and get the game started, and let's see how this goes. We're going to pump up the screen. We're going to bring out the archives so we can see the archives. I like this layout much better than the one I had been using previously, only simply because it's just cleaner, I think. And doing it live like this allows me to actually show you stuff. So hopefully this experiment goes well and that we do great. Erente in the Time Traveler is not surprised. Yes, I agree. Erente does like to play his Time Travelers, but he's not playing Time Traveler today. But yeah, as you can see, he is not the one on Time Traveler. I don't think either deck has Time Traveler, so that is a thing. So Harlan has come to say hello and be loud, because of course there's a stream on, so why not, right? So Harlan says hello. How'd you open all this stuff, Harlan? There you go. Alright, so go. Alright. Harlan, go away. Alright, so we see that the first play of the game is a Schuler, so the Schuler is nice. And then he comes out with a Lieutenant Commander Trigon and a Z-Raid Blaster, which deals 3 before each neighbor's turn. These are ghosts. So that's pretty impressive. Like some of these Z-Force things are great. Okay, watch the videos. You can watch videos. I'm not sure what Harlan's meltdown is right now. Sorry for the mess, but You want to say hi? You want to watch videos? Okay. Yeah. All right. So we see that there is a two Brobnars that came out of it. Alright, so we see the Fangtooth Cavern has hit the table, and I have Harlan here asking me to watch videos, but I have no idea what he wants. And we see the game kind of doing its initial like feel out phase where they're basically they're gonna basically go back and forth and try to put pressure on each other. And both these decks look kind of fast, so we'll see what comes out of it. Alright, cleared the situation. Sorry, Cam, that I didn't get over to see your stream today, but I was busy trying to get things ready for this, so I will catch you tomorrow. Yeah, Jupiter doesn't do Italian very well. Zara, your game is next. You're going to be streamed too. Here we go as we see as the game goes on, the Fangtooth Cavern is just racking up kills. If this was a first-person shooter, like Fanghouse Cavern would be a superstar in the kill count. So the Soul Keeper gets played on the Shurat to give it some extra added value if it does get taken off the board. But honestly, like, how much does he really need to commit to the board to... he just has to play something smaller than bigger. Just put it on the countertop. I need to take some Italian lessons from all you Italian so that I can learn how to pronunciate the Italian words. So I'm guessing it's not that different from Portuguese, because when I hear Italian, I think it's Portuguese initially. So. Portuguese ain't great either, but it's better than my Italian. I'll say that. Just a quick message here. Add this real quick just so people understand that there is a time delay. And this is for competitive purposes as well, so just created this to let you guys make sure that you guys know. So there you go. There we go, perfect. As we continue to evolve this, so many things to do. boom. 5 minutes later, you guys will see the effort of my work. But at least this way, people won't think that I'm ignoring them when they talk. Maybe we want to move this up a little bit more. Kind of out of the way. Put it up here where it's kind of not really bugging nothing. There we go. I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's a good position for it. I know it's a little bit over the help tab, but I don't think it matters. So what we see here is that there is a big library or a big logos turn that could be happening here. Looks like I think they put the timer on the wrong setting. Because they're already down. So we see a pretty big logos turn, and then Erente has a chance to react here. Second Fangtooth Cavern into the grip. But Alestro has taken a lead here, and I think he's starting to kind of get some space, so it'll be interesting to see how Erente can handle that and deal with it. I mean, he does have a loaded up Z-Force agent that is built to fight, if I can catch up to it. So at the start of your turn, ward this creature, so he's going to get a ward every turn, and he has a skirmish ability, so that's pretty big. That's pretty solid, and as you can see now too, he has Desire put out, so keys are now at a premium. So that will slow down his opponent a little bit. I think it slows him down more as well, but at least he can get somewhat of a discount from it. So here we go with another large Deist turn to come. Deist is still a very popular house. Like it never has been bad in any set. It's always had a pretty good amount of play no matter what set it came from. It always had very powerful cards, and we'll be missing them next set as Dark Tidings comes out. My favorite house will be gone, so I really hope that the Aqueans are going to be something worth being excited about. Hopefully, because Star Alliance is kind of like Mars, right? And so as long as Star Alliance is around, I don't mind missing. I don't miss Mars as much, but I'm assuming that at some point Mars has to come back. But I guess it just takes a long time to get to the to Mars from wherever the Crucible is. So we will see what happens. Royalty-free music brought to you. Off of Spotify by the Bass Rebels. I guess I should fling their logo up every once in a while for some publicity for them. That would be nice, I guess. So we'll go ahead and add that as well. Boom, Bass Rebels, music provided by those guys. So thank you for giving us that. So if you're wondering where I'm getting my music from, that is where I get it, on Spotify. Guess I could probably find a place to leave them up as well. If I get them small enough. I don't know how small they go though. That might be perfect right there, like that. There we go. Put it right next to my my Fifth Planet logo. It won't go where I want it to. Stop dancing with me. Anyhow, there we go. So now we have music credits. We have time delay message. The stream's looking real. Getting better. Want to make this even because it's going to drive me nuts. I have OCD and it will kill me if these things don't look at least close to even. Thank you for bearing with me as I set this. Next time it won't be as chaotic, as I will be ready to do this as I have live runs under my belt at that point. So I think I like that. Looks like it should be good. Maybe I'd move this up. Back it up like that. Statistically, it doesn't. I want it to blend in a little bit, so I think this is the best way to do it. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. Final answer. We're still at 1 key to 0 with lots of amber and lots of tax. So both of these decks are very taxing to each other. Still trying to get an answer back of when they said there. Alright, so they did put in 120 That's why it's so high. So I'll just have to add 20 minutes to whatever time is here. Maybe I did say it wrong somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so I said it in Discord, so I did mess it up. Okay, so time ends. We're gonna give them 60 plus 42, so they're gonna have 102 minutes. Looks like Erente felt he was not gonna come back from this, so he's saving time by moving it on. So with that, we will bring back a little bit of the promotions here. Where is there's my silly face. So we're back while we wait. But we also have the promotions that we can get into right here. So the Fall Mass Mutation Madness 2-deck Survival, November 7th, 11 a.m. Eastern. $10 entry fee. Prizes up to the top 8. 80% of the prize pool is getting paid out to the people playing it. 20% will go towards league maintenance, basically, and league funds, and paying the fees for PayPal for prizes and stuff. Everything is, and at stake is you can win some Dark Amber from Luxurious Playstyle. And that is going to be to a random person. It has nothing to do with how well you play or not. So it's almost like a raffle, a $10 raffle to win some Dark Amber tokens at the worst for you. But the deal is that it isn't actually a raffle, but just for the legality of that. But it is basically a cool time, fun time to try to win. And if you win this tournament, you are guaranteed a spot in the Season 2 of the Keyforge Premier League as a reward. So you're still going to have to earn it and get to that #1 slot, but that #1 slot comes with a little bit of money for you, and hopefully the excitement of being qualified for Season 2. And if the person that wins it is already qualified, then the person in second place will get that spot. So basically it will go down until we do have a person that is going to be in the mix, quote unquote, as far as that goes. So we will see what happens with that. So Erente goes down to his countrymen. And we'll see where it goes as they're getting situated. Alright, so we are going to then now get into this game as they're ready to play. And we'll see what happens here as we get to go. Erente is ready for a payback here. So let's see if he can turn the game around and see if Brobnar can dominate the board state. Anytime Brobnar can basically dominate the board state, it's pretty fun. I think this is going to be an interesting bid if we get to game 3 here, because I think, like what is being said in the chat, is that the double Screaming Cave deck didn't really get off the way that Erente wanted to. So the bid will be on the other deck, and Erente will have a chance to put some chains on it. And I think that that would be interesting, right? Because I think that he could probably pilot the deck, and it would play a little bit better if he had got it in the right sequence, and he didn't. So like I look forward to seeing what happens if this goes to bids, and how many chains get bid for it, because that's always the most interesting thing for adaptive, right? Is like what the chain bid is going to be. But we'll see if he can even get there, if this deck can survive against a better hand. I think Alestro has come out with a better starting set than what Erente had originally pulled out. But we'll see. The fun of the game. I guess I should open up the archive so you guys can see what kind of archiving magic is going on as well. There you go. So we do have one card in the archive, and it is a Drummerknot. Coming up after this game, Zaire is going to have a game himself. So we'll look forward to watching that game as well.
You got my head off the ground. You pick me up when I drown. You got my head spinning round. I'm out of control, just hold on. We can make this last a while, but you keep acting like a child. So we can do this one more time.
I think Alestro's hand is a little bit wonky. Looks interesting.
On my shoulder and make me feel like I'm the one. So go and cry on my shoulder, so you can find someone but me to hold you. Let's just say our last goodbye. For now you can lay down for a while and cry on my shoulder, so you
So here comes that Z forcing again. Kind of kind of like these Z ray blasters and things. Like the Z's are pretty neat. The flavor I haven't really got a lot of exposure to, but it seems like they do pretty cool things. Definitely makes the creatures a lot bigger, right? Like it seems like the all the Z stuff is pretty strong. Especially if you can get it with a transporter platform. That seems like that's where you want to be money-wise.
You got my head off the ground. You pick me up when I drown.
Z particle tracker. Right, search your deck for an upgrade and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck. Seems like really wonkers. Blaster seems to be the best of the enchantments anyway so far.
So we can do this one more time, then I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Alright, see a burst from the Brobnar side. Keys still only cost 6. First key is created. Now we're gonna see some dis action. It's not gonna end well for Erente here, I don't think. I think his deck is actually playing well for Alestro, and it didn't come out as good for Erente, so it'll be interesting to see the final product here.
Let's just say our last goodbye, but now you can lay down for a while.
The greed and the desire. I don't know why they made desire instead of just lost. I don't know what the PC of that is, but it seems kind of silly. Greed, one of the best sins, I think. It's like a new form of mother, but better. Can we say better? Probably better. Yeah, it's probably better because you're like, especially if you have multiple sins in play, like it's like a bigger body than a daughter, and like the ability to draw more than one card off of it in a single turn seems pretty good. First time she comes into play, it's usually draw 2 or more, right? So like, seems pretty decent. Okay. The grunt buggy hits the table. Do we see the reclaim by nature to get rid of the grunt buggy here? I think so. Get that value right there off those reaps. Grumpbuggy is removed from the game now, so Brobnar has been considerably weakened as far as the value of it. Load on to bring back whatever creatures he decides to bring back. Yep, this deck is definitely interesting, but as you see, like, Erente is trying to navigate around it at this point. Like, by punting the first game, he has to win with this deck now, and I think that, I do think that Erente's deck was the stronger of the two decks by a bit, and like, I think he's going to have to find some creativity to get around his deck, but we'll see what happens. He does have the unlocked gateway in the Onyx Knight. Games are pretty close though. Both decks are holding their own. Long, hard, thoughtful looks from both players, like really trying to navigate this board and figure out how they're going to get out. Are we going to see a big play? That's the question. I think a Mind Flayer, like here, isn't a horrible. Mindfire Streaming Cave turn isn't a horrible turn. At some point, you're gonna have to dump out your. You're gonna have to dump out this Pride. It's gonna have to hit the table because it's basically gonna be a chain if you wait too long for it to get back around. What kind of value is there to be gained here from playing just one card though? That's the question. The card that's getting played is this one, the Crewman Jord, which has no real good place to go even, like to put her online for her action. But I guess you're gonna get some value out of this guy with the amount of upgrades on it. So maybe that's why he's thinking that he's going to put some amber pressure on here. He is going to get another enchantment too, so that's big, and it's a skirmish. So no damage will be dealt back on that ward, which is pretty big, and he can hit the lava for free. There's a boost. D-Force boost. It's like a Power Ranger. How much longer will Erente hold on to the unlocked gateway is the question. If there was ever a turn to play the unlocked gateway, it would probably be this turn. Because, well, maybe not, because he can make he's gonna get amber off of it, right? So that's kind of rough, but he has to make a play at some point to get rid of that fort state. So he might have to just suck up the key, play the unlock gateway, and come back next turn with some monsters. Or you could just play the Onyx Knight and live with what the Exhume could bring back. What does the Exhume have to target? Maybe the Drummerknot? Be interesting. Maybe a cow fight. Could even bring back the helper bot to push into the Titan mechanic and get it out of hand. Or use the helper bot to play the interdimensional graft after the Onyx Knight. I think that's the right line. That'd be the cool line. Play the Knight, kill what it can kill. Play the Charette. Get some. Well, do you want the Charette? Yeah, you still want the Charette. Play the helper bot, and then you can actually play into the Titan mechanic even. You can put the Titan mechanic on the board. A lot of options here. There's the Onyx Knight. He's gonna try to trap Amber so that his interdimensional graft is a better value, I think. Exhume. What will he exhume? I honestly think that helper bot into Titan mechanic here is the play. It would basically empower the graft for the next turn as well, so that would be pretty sweet. I think I like that line best. Well, he goes with Jargoogle, which will still take a card out of his hand, but what is he going to take out of his hand? His unlock gateway? Okay, interesting. Ended up working well because he did pull out 2 Schulers, and he didn't get any extra logos, so there's value on that side of things. He also did get the Coward's End, which right now is not great. I see Andy Ming in the chat. Say hello, Andy. Why are you being quiet? Hiding on us. Team lab work in the house. Game is very calculated. Both of them are taking their time with their turns. Magic number 42 minutes left. Clock is at plus 20 for people who don't know because they set the clock wrong. That Jar Google now, if it stays in play and stays alive this turn, that is going to be kind of bad news for Alestro, as Erente will be able to give him a key, give him back all his amber basically, and give him a key, but he's going to just graft everything off of him. So that would be pretty. That's going to be pretty wild. But it's only really going to be good for one amber though. So is that worth it? But he will get to clear the board state because he can run the Jar Google into the ward, clearing the ward. Yeah, Zyre. That would have been an okay line too. Like there's a couple of options, and he took the one he took. He went with the Jar Google, so. See the Schuler coming out now. Interesting. Game's pretty level. Like seems like these decks are made to kind of just get to their goal, their end game. There's a big untamed turn about to occur. I think you have to reclamation the Soul Fiddle like out of the game for you, right? Like that's worth the Amber Pimp at this point. Play that Fang Tooth. The Fang Tooth kills the Jar Google, or if he wants the Jar Google, or he can kill the Ghost Hawk. But killing the Jar Google seems like value because that forces him to have that card in the archive versus as coming into play when it dies. Fang Tooth Cavern that replaces itself in hand. Pretty sweet. And we're going to see the Celifoid and the Fandangle probably. He does have 2 Reclamation Reclaimed by Natures. So that's like an interesting choice. Does he want to blow up 2 of his artifacts to get that Amber? I don't know. The trap is set though because Erente is just waiting in the wings with that Jargoogle attack into interdimensional graft. It won't take long. The key here is that it has to be destroyed on his turn. So if they were basically, if the Jargoogle gets killed here during during Alestro's turn, which is what I assume will happen, then that throws it for a bit of a loop, right? Like, because he won't be able to get that super value off of the Jargoogle. But if Alestro fails to kill the Jargoogle, then there's going to be some fireworks. I think there was a window to get that unlock gateway off with a solid interdimensional graph behind it, but I am not certain that that is going to happen at this point. Using the unlocked gateway to the graveyard. Pretty big play. If you guys haven't been checking out the website and stuff, we have up now at crazykillingmachine.co.uk. There is a Keyforge Premier League addition to it now, as we have officially become part of the network, and you can check them out there. Let me see, I can add the link here into the chat for people. is the website. It will take you to the home page, which you can find the Keyforge Premier League underneath the home page, and you will be able to follow events and things as they come through. Right now everything is still in motion, and we are just getting things to the point where we want to get them. So. Thinking, Will Robinson, thinking. Game is going pretty long, so I'm thinking this game, if this does go to a game 3, it might go to time. They're taking a lot of time to make sure they don't make the mistakes that it might go down here. I think here you have to graft. Take the value you can get from the graft now and put pressure on him to make that key, make him have an answer, right? Like, if he doesn't, then he's just going to be kind of behind the curve. Still waiting on people. See Petite Bot in the out there listening, watching in. Say hello, Petite Bot. We see fellow countrymen from Italy tuning in. Game does not favor Erente if this goes to time. There's the charrette. Seems like a solid line. Problem is that we have, well, he doesn't have the right, he does not have the right cards for that, so interesting. Alright, so they have 25 minutes, 26 minutes. So here we go, into the third round, 26 minutes left on the board. See what happens with it. Interesting. So how many chains do you bid? That's the question. By the time you answer it, we'll already know. But I'm curious to what is your thought process on this? I think Erente is kind of rope-a-doped his deck a little bit here, and I think that if he gets his deck at any kind of chain, like big chain, like 6+ chain differential, I think Erente runs away with this. But I could be wrong. What do you think? Erente thinking long and hard about this 2-chain vid. feel very confident that he is going to take the thing. So they are good to go. Good luck. Hopefully the time is set correctly this time around, and we are going to get to watch some awesome keyforging. Let's see what happens. So we see Alestro come out early with the Star Alliance Alien. Interesting hand that he kept. I don't know if I would have kept that hand. It doesn't look overly great. But I guess he has a game plan here. Commits both his cards. I think he's into a rush strategy here. It looks like he's going to just try to push as much amber as possible. The only reason he would have kept that hand, right? My opinion. Fangtooth with Resurgence is a nice fallback, but his discard pile is really not in a position to have much fruit at this point. So we will see what happens. But we will see. So he comes out blazing with two sins, Pride and... oh no, that's not a sin, that's Cinder. Haha, tricky. Does get Pride on the board early, which is pretty good. Like being able to ward creatures ward sins is pretty popular. So if he does get to Desire and Greed, he'll be able to protect them instantly. But it also gives a target that Erente has to deal with, right? Like yeah, so he's gonna take a turn to wipe those up and do some maintenance on the cleanup of the board, and doesn't really get to promote his Amber push the way that maybe he would have wanted to. But his hand is kind of in a state of where it's not going to be overly effective either way. The Hysteria is going to be a nice counter to any of the enchantments that get tagged onto any of these creatures. So that's kind of a cool trap, and we'll see if that comes into fruition. Brings the Fandangle to the table, which is a threat. Another must deal with threat. Interesting. You're about to see some madness here. Some transporter teleport madness. So this Z particle tracker was going to allow him to go get to fight and then go get the other Z particle thing too, I'm assuming. So that's interesting. Lollipop did some good board maintenance for him this game, so. The Lollipop the Titanic. We're just gonna call him Lollipop. This is not looking good for Erente. Time is not on his side. Here comes the crazy. Mr. Harlan.
Set it off, let your body feel the rhythm groove. Feet moving, your body turn into a wave. Let it go, you gotta let it go. Feel the rhythm moving through you. Ooh, na, na, la, la. Oh, oh, oh. Sending out that loving vibe. Ooh, na, na, la, la. Oh, oh, oh. Sending out that loving. You know you feel it, electric is in your body, babe. We come together to dance away all our
Sorry, I was playing with my settings. Hi. Say hello, Harlan. Say hello. Say hello. I think I'm gonna have to switch to Streamlabs. OBS. I don't think OBS does all the things that I can get out of Streamlabs, so that'll be the next evolution, I think, for this. We will see. Once season 1 of the league is over, I'll have time to actually work on my OBS quality. I love you too, boo boo. So this is interesting as we're getting down to time. There is a push here by Erente to try to get out of this, but I don't know if he has a chance. I don't think he is going to be in a good spot. Harlan. Good game. Interesting matchup. So, with that said, we will probably take a break, play some games, and then we'll see what happens with the next round, as Zaire has a game scheduled to go soon too. So, I'm going to stop this recording.